What's up, guys? So we got a question from Sean, who recently sent in a video to me. He's been training for about 8 months and he got caught in a weird position when he was rolling with his partner. So let's take a look at that video real fast. So when you look at the video, the big problem that he was having was getting stuck in the modified Kesa Gatame position in Jiu-Jitsu. I say modified because traditional Kesa Gatame is just a head and arm. Modified Jiu-Jitsu, we always go under the arm. And so I'm going to show Sean and whoever else is watching who's having trouble with Kesa Gatame a couple of options to escape. As always, this is my lovely, beautiful, perspirating, bald assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Sean, here's the first part that really messed up. So when he like came into that Kesa Gatame position, you let your arms get up really high. Okay, this is a problem because then that dude got higher and higher and higher. He was just sitting up on you right here. Okay, so whenever you feel like someone's typically you'll feel their hip shift. This is more of a sensitivity thing, but as soon as you feel it, go ahead, boom, our elbows have to come in, right? This is pretty much true for any side control position where you're in the defensive, right? Like for instance, come up to your second for a moment here. So if he's here and I feel him like passing my guard or whatever, my hands need to come in tight because I don't want them being out here where they can get, you know, caught and pulled on and turn into a submission. Later, David.
See you, Jim.
Later, buddy. Okay, so he switches his hips. Boom, elbow comes down. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my elbow wedged against his hip here, and then this arm is gonna go from the shoulder to the chest. And this is the basic frame we'll create, right? So elbow to chest, stomach, shoulder to chest, right? Now, from here, he might be holding in tight, whatever. I'm going to bridge up into him and hip escape out. Now, the important part about this is that bridge into him. Let's turn around the other angle so you can see. Because here's what's gonna happen. If you just, go and keep your weight over here, if you just turn to the side, you're not going anywhere. And this is kind of, if you look at it, you were kind of halfway pushing out of some situations. Whenever you're trying to escape a bad position, don't waste your energy on half-assed attempts like, okay, here. Like, get your frame built, get your grips, get everything in place, and then when you go 100%, right? Notice what I did there. I pushed into Adam and then shot my hips out. If Adam does not remove his arm from this position, you've got an easy arm lock here, but more than likely, most guys are gonna come up to their knees, they're gonna back out, and then that'll give us the space we need to regain our guard, okay? But again, keeping your arms in tight, making sure that you don't just waste energy on basic half-ass escapes. Make sure you put your frames, everything's in place, and when you go, you go. It's just like anything else, right? Like if Adam's arm's here, I'm gonna grab the grip and go for an arm bar, right? If the arm's back here, I'm not gonna throw my hips around to go for an arm bar. It makes sense, right? Because you don't have the grips. The same thing's true when you're in these escape positions. You don't wanna try to waste energy for something you don't have. So you work until you get the grips that you need, right? Just like any other position, and then you go. All right, one more. So another spot that was happening, or another thing that I noticed, was the guys, he was in Kesa Gatame, he looked fine, but his chest was up kind of high. Okay, and if this is the case, all right, then what you need to do is this. Now, just to go back a little bit, if his hands are up really high, or if your body's going a little high, just to go back a little bit, if you are up kind of high and your arms aren't able to make a frame, you need to start shimmying down here and working hard to get these arms here. Okay, now, there was a point where I noticed his upper body was up kind of high. If you notice this is a good opportunity. We're gonna make our frame, okay? I'm gonna bring my legs up and then kick forward. And then as I come up, I kick to the side. It looks kind of like a power move, and to some degree it is, but it's not so much a power move as in strength, like I'm having to bench press someone. It's more of, I'm using my hips here, right? My hip flexors, my hips, which are really powerful, to generate some momentum. And this only works if the person is way up here. If the person's down, this doesn't work very well. But if the person's up, you create your frame and lock your arms out. You're gonna throw your legs up, and then you kick and create some momentum to push. Now, once they come up, we keep pushing and then turn to the side. Just an option. Try it out. So those are two Kesa Gatame escapes, two modified Kesa Gatame escapes. hopefully this worked for you. I want to touch on one more thing. So there was another point in this video that you sent me where you had an opportunity to take advantage of a mistake that they made. Let's take a look at it. So if you look right there, Sean, there's a point where the person, if you look at it, he has your head, you're in a half guard position, and he has your head, but he doesn't have your arm. Now you were hooked in really tight to his leg. You need to loosen up a little bit, and we gotta shift our hips out, okay? Because what you ended up doing was you eventually put your knee shield in there and you let go of that angle that you had. You had such a good spot. So for here, don't let go of this, okay? For me personally, there's two things I'm looking for. One, I'm gonna be loosened up. I typically take my outside leg here and hook so that I can use this inside leg to move around a little bit. And at the same time, this outside leg will stop him from being able to just stand up straight, right? Try to stand straight. His leg's at kind of an awkward angle. Okay, now from here, I would like to just see if I can just get this head off of my head, like this arm off my head, and I can come out to the back. If I'm not able to, which sometimes you're not going to be able to because they are squeezing, okay, then what we can do is, because we're using the outside leg here, I can shift out to the side and come up to this knee here, okay? And so that's another option that you can do off that same position. I could go off the whole long, half guard's my favorite position, so I could go for hours on the half guard. But, so Sean, those are some basic options for you, brother. In the Kesa Gatame, be very sensitive to it. If someone's, because you said the guy might, I guess your partner uses it on you on a regular basis, as soon as you feel their hips shift, boom, get your elbows in. Okay, very tight so you can develop your frame. Also, with the frame, if you notice, it's just like any other frame. In any other position in Jiu-Jitsu, it's not meant to push the person away from you. It's meant to hold them in place and move your body away from them. And then again, you got a couple escapes from there, and then I showed you one from the other, from the half guard with the head. I'm just reiterating myself and talking more. Don't need to do it. I'm rambling at this point. You got the information. I hope it's helpful to you. Adam. Is that the best Adam you can give for this video? Come on, hold on a second. Let's do this again. Ready, Adam. So, Sean, I hope it's helpful to you, brother. Adam?
Adam.